Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. It's the weekend, finally, and after what was a bit of a gloomy, wet week for many regions, the sun has come out, at least for some places, but things are going downhill this weekend. We've got a couple of big cold snaps coming, snow's back in the forecast, heavy rain, strong winds, but also another big high coming in next week, so it's not all bad news. This is the current setup, and one of the biggest positive changes at the moment is a shift to westerlies. What that does is it clears the skies up for these eastern regions which have had a few weeks of fairly cloudy, drizzly, cold weather. Now the warmth isn't really coming back, but the sunshine should do a little bit off and on over the next few days. In fact, it could be pretty sunny. I saw some huge frosts around the place early on Friday morning. That's a sign of clear skies. So you can see there is a bit of a southerly around the country, a large high off to the western side there, but there's also a fair bit of life down in the Southern Ocean. So let's start with Saturday's setup. Now the big high over Australia, it's a huge high, but it's centered over Aussie and it spreads a ridge out over mainly sort of to the north here, which means you've got the windy westerlies to the south. So that's what's coming in here. Now there will be a few showers that are currently out at sea, which are going to move in on Saturday along that western coastline, could be anywhere along it, and they'll be fairly light and should be fairly short-lived as well. The flip side means eastern areas look beautiful and sunny, same with northeastern areas, and also down around Southland also looking pretty good, although those west to northwest winds are going to pick up, because by the time we reach Sunday, how's that for a weather map? Big stormy system down in the Southern Ocean, big high pressure stretching out from that centre south of Aussie, going all the way to the north of New Zealand, and then this big cold front coming up. That dark blue line indicates that cold air that's moving northwards on Sunday. There'll be snow in the mountains. There could be anywhere between 50 centimetres and 1 metre. So if you're driving over any of the alpine passes, please keep up to date with the latest weather forecasts. There's an area of gale force winds here too, coming in from the west to northwest. They'll reach gale force possibly as far east as the coastline, although we don't expect damage to be a major part of this system, but it could get up to that damage threshold, so just be up to date with any wind warnings. And then finally the rain, pretty heavy on the west coast, only showers around the North Island's western side, and eastern areas, again, beautiful and sunny, although there might be a fair bit of high cloud that thickens off and on around Canterbury on Sunday. Let's go to Monday, and that dark blue line that shows the cold, that's going northwards now. So into Northland, into Auckland, it'll be a cold start to the week on Monday. Showers on the western side, there might even be a bit of hail in there, but there'll be some snow in there for the ski fields of both islands. Mount Ruapehu hasn't actually had the same amounts of snow that the South Islands had, so that's a positive for them. Bit of snow coming through, and again, eastern areas, you might get a few spits and a few showers, but you look mostly dry. To Tuesday, now we've gone widescreen again because just wanted to show you how rough this system is on Tuesday. It's a cold and wintry day. You got this big high centered over Australia, over that southeastern corner. The squash zone goes all the way down to the low pressure side to the east of New Zealand, and that dredges up this cold southerly, which will be south to southeast or south to southwest, depending on where you are. Snow showers down to a few hundred metres, that's our guess at this early stage, and even into the North Island, strong winds coming in from the southwesterly quarter. They could be gale in places like Auckland. And then we get to Wednesday, and finally things are starting to ease back. You've got that low moving away, and this big high from Australia wanting to come in, so you'll notice that there'll be the isobars fan out a bit and the sun starts to come back out again. So there's quite a lot going on, and there's even a little bit of a chance that later on next week there might be another low that brings in some subtropical rain, but it's too far out to lock in just yet. So that's the next few days ahead. Have a great weekend, enjoy the cold mornings, and we'll see you again on Monday.